Hello. So, I'm sending this video because of my own principles and my own integrity. You may or may not see the value in either or. However, for me, I must do it because otherwise it will nag me internally. So, first and foremost, I'm going to take accountability for my delivery. I allowed myself to get very emotional yesterday. And I want to explain and say what's on my mind in a calm way because I feel like in this way it will be better received and understood. So there's several things. First and foremost, you know, you did tell me from the get go that when we met, you were not looking or even thinking about a woman at that time and being in a relationship or getting to know a woman. I, on the other hand, when I met you, I had gotten back into the dating game. I was looking for someone to get to know and to build something lasting with. So we were at two different points in that aspect when we met. And because of that, there has been strain, and this it's not necessary for it to be strain. Everybody deserves to be happy. You and I, So, in order for you to be happy, you need to do whatever that is in your life and live your life. And I still honestly and sincerely wish you the best in doing so. And in order for me to be happy, I'm doing the same. So I'm not going to apologize for what I said because I believe that it's something that should have already been said because of the different signs and things that were happening throughout the time we were spending with each other. And I'm going to be completely transparent and just say how I feel about certain things. Number one, I'm going to go back to when you decided that you wanted to date exclusively. And then when you basically tried to renege on it, but then I was like, nah, ain't no reneging. And I believe I was in error for that. I was in error, number one, for just accepting exclusivity between us without having a discussion on what that means, just assuming that it's going to flow if it's right. Things can flow, but they have to be set in a direction of where they're flowing to. And I thought by me reading in between lines and, you seeming like you do want something lasting and you do want something of substance, that I can just, allow myself to accept what you were offering. And the fact is, what you were offering was not in alignment with what I want because basically you just wanted to have exclusive rights to me, and I don't feel like you were prepared or ready due to your own statements to actually be in a relationship, not just with me, but with anybody, because you have your own stuff that you're dealing with, and that's fair. I want you to deal with those things, and I want you to be happy, with or without me, And so I was at fault because I wanted to be in a relationship and you weren't ready. And I didn't respect that. I was selfish in that, So, yes, I have expectations within a relationship. I expect for my energy to be matched. Like I told you, I don't know how to be half-assed. I'm going to go all the way in or none at all. Maybe I need to learn, though. Maybe I need to learn not to give all or not to give nothing because that has been what I've been doing. That's why I was by myself for some time because I was like, I'm not giving these people none of my time. I can already sense what they're about, and I'm not going to give them any of my time, you know? And I didn't. I didn't give people any of my time. Then when I did decide to date, you know, I just was myself, you know what I mean? But there is room for improvement with myself, of course, and I'm working diligently on myself every single day. So therefore, maybe I need to adapt how I am, you know? Maybe I shouldn't just be all or nothing. Maybe I do need to find a happy medium. Maybe I do need to take more and not give all of myself as far as my time, my energy, my concern, because of the way I think. My mind is always going. So when I have a potential partner who I see the potential of making something lasting with, I'm already trying to figure out, you know, how their lifestyle is, you know, what's important to them. And, you know, looking at these things, see if these things align with my values. If they do, then I give more. You know, if they don't, then I step back. And I need to adjust that. You know, I need to allow a man to be a man. Okay? I need to allow a man to do the pursuing. I need to allow the man to put in most of the effort in the beginning. I am not supposed to be putting in most of the effort in the beginning. You know, the man is supposed to be putting in most of the effort. He should be wondering how I'm doing. He should be thinking of me first thing in the morning, calling me, how is your day going? Not the other way around. You know, I can't just jump from single to wifey. You know, I can't go from 0 to 100 immediately. So, yes, I am working to correct that. I'm not going to stop dating because of this situation. This situation just put light on certain behaviors that I need to correct within myself so that I am successful and so that I do achieve what my goal is, which is a lasting relationship, which is marriage, you know. And yes, that takes time to build and to establish, you know, and I'm taking my time. No more fuck it's, you know. I came in the door wrong by going with a fuck it, you know, because I was celibate for some time, because I was sexually frustrated. I was like, hey, I like this guy, you know, he's spiritual, you know, we vibing. We done went to the Black National Theater, like, seemed like the ancestors is rooting us on, and fuck it, you know. That was my era. You know, I should have not said fuck it. I should have said, you know what, let me get to know him more better. Let me go home to my rubber boyfriend and enjoy myself and release my frustrations, because my frustrations is my responsibility. It's not your responsibility to release my sexual frustrations. It's my responsibility to release my sexual frustrations. So there's another place I was wrong at. Also, um, just just looking at certain flags and just saying, well, you know, it's okay. You know, accepting a person's flaws and all is one thing, but not honoring your own truth is a whole nother thing. So for me, time is not crucial. However, time is important. Am I late to certain things? Yes. Hours and hours? No. Do I expect my time to be honored and appreciated? Yes. If something happens and you make a phone call, am I flexible? Yes, I am. However, I feel that it was very inconsiderate of you to not contact me all day long when both of us knew that your daughter's mother, Jasmine's mother, was coming up here. And how you tried to tell me yesterday you didn't know she was going to bring Jasmine, I don't know. You know, Jasmine's still a child. Why would she leave a child back home? You know, why wouldn't she bring her with her? It's Memorial Day weekend. I mean, to me, that's just common sense. To me, in my mind, you already were expecting your daughter, but you had made plans with me, and it's a full weekend. We made plans for one evening out of this long weekend. So, yes, do spend time with your daughter, but don't fall back on the commitment that you had already made, especially since I was already aware. And I feel like there is some manipulation, maybe not on your end, but certainly with Jasmine's mother because just being a mom, you know, and dealing with different challenges that children go through when they're going through their teenage years, you know, they're going to do things that are silly. Their friends are going to do things that are silly, and it doesn't make it right. But it's not a life or death situation. It's not an extreme crisis, you know. The fire extinguisher got discharged. You clean it up. You buy a new fire extinguisher. You talk with the young lady. You understand. Her dad talks with her. You understand. And you move forward. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's an allowance that needs to be reduced. Maybe there's some type of consequence to that action that needs to be put into place, you know? But it doesn't stop everything in the world, you know? My other flag that I had was when you try to use a toy that you used on somebody else, on me. I don't know what woman allows that to happen with her body, you know, and maybe you had the misconception that I value my body any less because I shared it with you so quickly. And I want to clear up that misconception by not offering it anymore to you at this point, you know, and yeah, I don't know who would go for that shit. You know, to me, it would be a woman who has like no type of just no type of care about herself, you know what I'm saying? And especially we deal with spirituality, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is energy. Did you sage it? I mean, you could have Listerine it down, bleached it down. Did you sage that thing? And even if you saged it, in your mind, you still carrying the old thing that happened with the old individual with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like memorabilia, you know what I'm saying? Like this right here, for example, I use this to clean my hands. Okay, that's the memory that I have attached to this thing right here. If I keep it, it's because I'm gonna use it to clean my hands some more. You know what I'm saying? It's not completely used up. However, once it's complete, once this bottle is empty, I'm throwing it away. What am I keeping it for? It serves no purpose. So the fact that you kept those things and have them underneath your bed, you told me that you haven't used them in 2 years, but why are they underneath your bed? I mean, things I haven't used in 2 years are packed away somewhere. They're not easy accessible to me where I can just reach conveniently under the bed that I sleep in. So you're telling me you haven't cleaned under your bed in 2 years? Or was that really the truth? You said you never was dishonest. That was a huge flag for me, you know? And I put in a lot of effort to move past that flag. A lot of effort. I just want you to know I put in a lot of effort to move past that flag, you know? Then, shortly afterwards, there was another flag. I earnestly was trying to help you out, clean up a mess that I seen, took the stuff, threw it away, and I freaking noticed that your place ain't New York. It didn't strike me before to ever look at your place, but now I'm like, question mark, okay. I put things together, you know, is what I do. So, daughter's mother lives in Philadelphia. Your license plate is from Philadelphia. You have old toys and what's really, really going on here, you know? So, there's still some attachments, and of course there's going to be attachment because of your daughter, but to have a whole vehicle registered at another female's residency, it speaks a lot. It speaks volumes. It speaks that you have not detached from dependency on this person for something that they have to offer you. And in order to go into something new, you have to be totally detached. You know, if I have my vehicle and it's registered at my ex-boyfriend's house, but now I'm dating somebody new, but every time I have to register my vehicle, this person has to contact me or I have to contact them. There's still some attachment that still leaves room for whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that was an issue for me. And the reason why it's an issue is because you took such a long pause when I asked you about it also. I asked you, I said, oh, it's registered to your daughter's mother's house? It was a long pause. Nah, it's registered to a girl I used to date. So You date people and then you still have ties with them for what purposes? You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to know that, you know. Now, I'm not going to say that all of my exes I don't talk to, you know, but we don't have ties where I must talk to them, you know. If we do have a conversation, like an ex just contacted me yesterday, his father passed away, you know, and we had a brief conversation and everything, and that was that, you know. But it was an option. I chose to talk to him, you know. He chose to reach out and tell me because me and the father was close, you know. So he wanted to let me know that Candyfield had crossed over, you know, and I expressed my condolences, and you know, that's pretty much it, you know. And so it's an option, you know, it's not a must, it's not a dependency. I don't have to speak to him because something that I own is registered to his address, you know. It's an option. I choose to speak to him. This was somebody I shared time with in the past. It didn't work out, but I do respect his father. He does respect me as a person. I do respect him as a person, even though it did not work out, you know. In his time, I'm going to offer condolences. Same as I offered you condolences. As soon as you told me about your friend, I offered you condolences. I offered to even come for emotional support, but you told me no. You didn't need me to come for emotional support. Okay, fine. This is who I am. Okay? I'm going to be who I am. I am a generous person. I'm learning how to not be as generous because some people just don't appreciate it. And nobody wants to be taken advantage of or have their value misinterpreted, you know, even though I know what I know, you know, and people constantly remind me as well of my value. But, you know, at the same token, you know, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I don't want to ever want to question, oh, are they feeling me as much as I'm feeling them? If that question mark ever comes up in my mind, then that's a flag too. And that question has come up in my mind quite a few times just because of the communication, you know. It seemed like I was reaching out more than you was reaching out, you know. And I was like, okay, I know it's new. He did say he wasn't prepared for this. And I made that as an excuse to accept behavior that I would not normally accept. Okay, so I am taking responsibility for my errors and my wrongs in our interaction. And I want to say, moving forward, I wish you the best. Like I told you on our very first date, you asked me, what did you want to be when you was a little girl? And I told you, you know, what I wanted to be. And that is a passion of mine. That is a desire of mine that has been with me since I was a little girl. You know, yes, I was married before, and no, it wasn't to the right person. I didn't make the right selection, but I did learn a lot during those 6 years, you know, of me keep putting forth effort, keep, you know, compromising, keep, you know, flexing my strength. You know, my strength has got me through a lot of things. It's got me through the death of my daughter, has got me through the death of my mother, it has gotten me through residing at homeless shelters. It has gotten me through a lot. However, what I am learning now is that my strength is for me, you know? My strength has got me through the challenges with my son, but my strength is for me, you know? That this vigilante thing inside of me, I have to exercise with wisdom. I cannot exercise my strength to the point where I feel drained and I feel like unfulfilled and I feel like I'm being ignored or I feel like that my value is being misinterpreted. I can't do it like that.